Howdy folks, Tyler with MetGraphics here. In this quick video, I'm going to go over how to utilize basically any forecast template of mine in PowerPoint. I create all of my stuff in Photoshop, but I realize quite a few people end up using PowerPoint to utilize the templates I produce. So I just figure, why not make a quick video on how to go about that for people who don't quite realize or know how to do it right off the bat. So to begin, you're going to want to create a blank or utilize the blank presentation template. You can delete these preset texts here. First step I would do would be to insert the background of whatever template it is we're using as an example. In this particular example, I'm going to use T56, the forecast template T56. The background for T56 is located in the assets folder. So I'm going to drop that in here, I'm going to scale it up to the right size to make sure it fits the whole slide. So with that in there, the next step would be to drop in either the upper or lower third or the forecast tiles. In this case, I'm going to drop in the upper third real quick. Drop in the forecast tiles next. And the forecast tiles, at least I call them forecast tiles, and the forecast tiles are the blocks where the day, weather icon, and forecast temperatures or forecast conditions go. I think other people have different terms for them, but I call them tiles. So in this particular example, I'm going to utilize the 7-day tile here for a 7-day forecast. So those 3 steps are basically the 3 main steps. So in regards to adding text and stuff, it's pretty simple. I imagine most people have used PowerPoint enough to know what to do next, but for example's sake, we'll use the text block up here to insert some text. I tend to use the Gotham fonts. Now that I have the upper third text in there, the next step would be to, at least my next step would be to type in the days. So again, you can just use the text box tool, or you can you can duplicate the existing text you have right now just by clicking on whatever text block you want and then just hitting Control D on your keyboard. As you can see, it just duplicated it, so that might save you a little bit of time. Now I just have to type in the day and change the color of the text real quick. Using the same process, Control D to duplicate, we can just move the text over, type in the proper day, do the same thing, duplicate the text. It kind of learns what you're doing, so once you start duplicating text horizontally, it'll keep duplicating it in equal distance from each line. So after you've done it like twice, some time will be saved each time you do duplicate it. So for example, type in Wednesday here, adjust it right. And this isn't perfect. Like, of course, if you spend a little bit more time, you can center these properly. But again, just for tutorial's sake, duplicate it again. Thursday. Center it a little bit better. So that takes care of a majority of the work. Next step would be to type in the forecasted temperatures, or you could drop in the weather icons. I'm going to skip the weather icon part, and I'm only going to show you real quick the first beginning part of typing in the temperature for each day, because it's basically the same thing we just did. But in regard to the weather icons, I imagine some people might utilize my weather icons and other people might be utilizing a private stock of weather icons. What you would do is basically just use the same tools, just going up to Insert, Pictures, this device, and then browsing whatever folder of weather icons you have, and then inserting the appropriate weather icon for each day here, depending on what you're forecasting. But again, I'll just quickly duplicate the text down here again to create the temperature forecast. And that pretty much does it. Again, this isn't perfect. Like, all these temperatures here aren't properly or perfectly horizontally aligned, but if you do it, take a little bit more time, add in everything. So after you type in all of this data here, you can actually save this as a PowerPoint document on your system. That way, you have a template now saved that you just open up and edit the text for, and you never have to end up doing all this kind of early work ever again, because basically you've just made your own template that's ready to go for you to open up, edit text, drop in the weather icons, and then go from there. But yeah, that basically goes over everything I wanted to go over. Hopefully this helps you set up a forecast template or other graphic of mine.